had the time of my life. I felt like pamper bitch, to be honest. I felt like I was the celebrity. Like I was the one being well taken care of. So yeah, there's nothing about this trip that I can say I did not like. I liked everything. And if you want to see pictures, girl, go online. If you want to book a vacay, go to Reset by Design Wellness. And trust me, you are not going to be disappointed. Not at all. Ain't no way. Loved every minute of it. Thank you so much, Reset by Design Wellness. Thank you so much, Bondi, for giving us all that opportunity. And I hope to see you all on the next trip. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Not come on in. Not come. Sorry, y'all. Y'all know I'm weird. Whatever.
Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. So let's go ahead. Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. Okay, follow me on Instagram and let's get into the video, right?
What's going on? Sorry, y'all. Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. If y'all ever watch SNL, whenever they do the what's up with that with Keenan? What's up with that? What's up with that? Leslie Graham is always there, okay? And he always has a really serious face. They never get to talk to Leslie. Leslie gets to the end of the show because they keep singing, what's up with that? What's up with that? And so Leslie never gets to get to his part where he talks. So he's on there every episode. And he'll sit there and Keenan will be like, come on, Leslie. You know you my boy, man. We was together for Thanksgiving. You know you my boy. And then the way Leslie will be sitting there. And eventually Leslie will be like, okay, when I tell you, I die laughing every time. Okay. What's up with that? What's up, y'all? When I tell y'all life is lifing around this bitch. Okay, give yourselves a round of applause. I believe the children are our future. Thank you. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty they possess inside. Give them a sense of pride. Make it easier. Let the children's land remind us how we used to be. I decided long ago never to walk in anyone's shadow. If I fail, if I succeed, at least I have my dignity. Because the great is love of all inside of me. Yeah. Sex with chocolate. All right, y'all. Reset by Design Wellness. 5% off using the code BONDY5 if you want to come to Tulum in April. If you want to come to Mauritius in September 2026. If you want to come on a couples retreat to Riviera Maya, okay? Come on through, girl. All right. This is one of the most recent reels that I've made. You can go see it on Instagram if you want to hear it with the music, but it's my mind is in a whirlpool. Do 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 do. Give me a little hope. Dun 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 dun. One small thing to please you. You got me going in circles. Dun dun dun. Round and round I go. I'm strung out over you. Over you. Over you. Yes, it relaxes me, satisfactory, treat me like a queen. It was love at first sight on that night once I stepped on the scene. Now my body, once I got him, fulfilling all my needs. He had me feeling, I've seen it, I mean it. I really want him. Yes, I want him, but the law disagrees. I'm sorry, y'all. Every time I hear the original version, the original version is on the video. But the way I want to go into Diamond from Cry Mob, okay? Y'all, so only a few of us jumped in the pool. Y'all see? I was the one on the end. Child. I was jumping in pools, bitch. You gotta take a leap. Sign up by Reset. Reset by Design Wellness. Follow us on Instagram. Okay. Yeah, no, y'all. Some of the views were, hey Kim, girl, Jennifer, Sharice, Talia, Janice. Okay, Janice was always ready, bitch. Janice was always ready. It happened so often. You thought you was catching Janice, off guard. Not me, bitch. Okay. All right. Listen, Quan was killing in that fucking cream. Do you hear me? Ugh. Yes, the girls were showing out, and I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Good time. Okay, look at me, bitch. Okay, listen. I reposted this several times because I was like, I don't want to post it without some of y'all's pictures. But if I don't get y'all pictures, I'm gonna post it anyway. I took this motherfucker down so I could add so on the end because, girl, it's my girl. Okay, to make sure she was in there. Okay, but yeah, y'all, amazing time. I miss everybody. I was just in our chat this morning, and I'm about to go back in there after I get off this live. So shout out to the clique, shout out to the girls. Y'all, let's get into today's show. I'm excited to be here, even though it don't sound like it. Okay, nigga done had somewhat of a stressful night and morning, making my way, walking fast. I'm gonna be singing. So if you one of them people that don't like when Bondi sings, I'm gonna tell you right now, this is not the time or the fucking place for you. So if you got a problem, you know what I'm saying? It's cool. Come back on the playback. That way you could fast forward through all my singing parts. Still give me the view. Woo. All right, y'all. Y'all ready? And we're making our way downtown. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. I have to go back to editing for BondyBlue Bites next week. That will be my prime thing, is every day to do a little bit of editing for BondyBlue Bites. It just is so much work sometimes, y'all. And I really wanted to catch up with my recording. Because, girl, as I tell y'all, YouTube will whip your ass when you take some time off. Bitch, what you think? What you think this is? You gotta work, ho. You ain't made no videos in a week and some change. Oh, okay. Okay. We about to play with your viewership and your money like a motherfucker. You thought you about to come back to making exactly what you was making on them last lives, bitch? I think the fuck not. Playing with notifications and everything, bitch. You played too long. Okay, I'm okay with it though. I'm okay with it. I'm still gonna just do my job, girl, and hope for the best. That's all I can do. That's all I can do, girl. Let's jump in. All right. I want to start off with the Jackie Christie situation and get it out the way because there's more, and that'll bleed into Masika. Okay. So Takari revealed, shout out to Mims. Takari Lee revealed she has been in contact with her mother, Jackie Christie, for the last few years, gives her thoughts, Jackie and her sister Chantel Christie's fight, and speaks on her relationship with Chantel. Let's listen.
Jackie Christie and Takari are in contact.
Yeah.
Can you tell us for how long?
Yes, it's been about 5 years. For about 5 years, with a slow progress. We didn't get no inside help or anything like that. I just received a call one day, and it happened to be my mom. And we laughed and cried and, got over that. And every time I received a call after that, I picked up the phone and, time went on. So it's been about 5 years.
When you saw the clips of your mom, whether your relationship was strained or not, and we're hearing that it's not strained, how did you feel seeing someone, albeit your sister, put their hands on your mom?
My stomach hurt. My stomach was hurting when I heard about it, and I was in straight disbelief. And then to see like it really happened like that, my stomach hurt. Just made my stomach hurt. I felt so bad. Like I just felt so bad, and I just wanted to reassure my mom, like, I don't feel that way. We're not living in that past. We're not, doing that. You're not alone. You're not alone. I don't know what's going on. I can't, we all saw, I'm gonna call my dad. I'm gonna get my dad, using that against her type thing. And I'm not sure what's going on, but I just wanted to make sure she knows. You know, I'm standing with you. I don't care who would have hit you. It's not cool. Like, I never would have said, you know. And I know people think I should support my sister. I'm not against my sister, but she was wrong. She was very wrong. We're 30. We're in our 30s, baby. We can talk. You know, we can talk. And if a conversation is not getting us the results that we want, we're old enough to turn to God by ourselves and just ask Him to heal our hearts and go on about our business, because I don't see where the good comes from this.
Yeah, and Jackie Christie has a right hook.
Listen, I don't know better than that one.
Okay, so this is where I differ from a lot of people. And I'm speaking from personal experience, not the same, similar. When you are empathetic with your mother, when you have a different experience or relationship with her than your sibling, you may understand both of them at different times. You may understand why your sister feels the way she feels, and you will understand why your mom feels the way she does. Takari rejoiced, much like a lot of y'all, and just in that moment, joking about Jackie having a strong right hook. A part of that is y'all feeling like people deserve the abuse that they get. And I personally feel like in this situation, because case by case, situation, but in a lot of situations, I feel like to respond to a push with a punch is to elevate and escalate the situation, which I do not feel like is the appropriate response, especially if it is a mother that has already been abusive to the daughter. If you've already been abusive and you decide to handle things that elevate and escalate the violence, I feel like you are where the buck stops with the problem here, because your inability to show up differently is a part of why your daughter can't show up differently. You're not giving her the space to do so. Y'all understand creating comfortable spaces for people when we talking about some dick. But when it comes to a parent and their repeated abuse of their child and into adulthood, there has to be a level of seeking understanding and being emotionally honest that Jackie Christie refuses to do with Chantel. That makes me feel like the relationship with Takari is, I'm getting older. I don't have as much access to the two younger ones. So now I'm going to reach back for the other one because I need to feel validated by my kids in some type of way. And I do feel like even when you are a terrible parent, the terrible shit that you do, once you've done it, you feel bad about it. How you handle it becomes the issue. Okay? How you handle what you've done becomes the issue. A lot of y'all are hearing me holding Jackie accountable for what happened as me not feeling like Chantel still also has wrong in the situation. No. I do understand that Chantel responded in a way that, much like the rest of y'all, I would never respond to my mom in that way, even though there have been times where my mom has done things that have broken my fucking heart. We just finished having a conversation. But I feel like case by case basis, my mama ain't Jackie Christie. There is a love and a personal mission my mama takes in taking care of her daughters and other people. My mom is a caretaker. Jackie Christie told her daughters that it didn't matter that she wasn't there. They had their grandmother. So I just want to state the differences in my experience of my mother and what's going on here. But I still understand when the siblings don't get along, or when the siblings have their gripes with the parents and how that affects their relationship with each other. No matter how we're trying to like heal from these things that have happened, y'all, healing is not linear. Just because you're in your 30s doesn't mean that you figured it all out. Your 30s is still very young. For me, my 30s feel like the years that I am now recognizing and unlearning the conditioning I received in childhood and in my 20s. I'll probably have this shit better figured out when I get into my 40s than I do now. But I do feel like the empathy I am able to have for the people that have hurt and harmed and abused me informs me on why and how I make my commentary. It's not coming from a place of bullshit. It's not coming from a place of, oh, fuck your mama. That's not where it's coming from. It is coming from the fact that all mothers are not created equal. All children are not created equal. And everybody doesn't deserve respect just because they're somebody's mama. And that's really the main point. If you have bred this type of violence and anger inside of your children, sometimes you are going to have to be responsible for it. There is going to be a point where Chantel is going to have to do what everybody said, which is stop giving your mother access to you if you're so triggered by her. Absolutely. But I feel like the way Jackie Christie evades accountability, conversations ever so often is not the same thing as showing up in real life and actually putting forth emotional labor to make things better with your children. Takari comes off like the child that was abused so much, she'll take anything from her mama. As long as it's not the abuse that she received previously, she will always compare it to the previous abuse. So anything that Jackie Christie does that's reasonable or nice or kind compared to the childhood of her that she experienced, Takari will take it. Takari is going to just take it. Because even though I have had a hard time personally with my relationships with my siblings because of how our parents were, I don't want to ever hear or witness, I don't like if anything violent happens between my sister and my mother. I'm never going to root for my sister to be further abused just because she doesn't always know how to handle herself. I'm not going to rejoice and post a fucking video like, that's what you get. That's immature as fuck. That's immature as fuck. I don't care what nobody talking about. I'm much more likely going to shake my head and have to be like, bitch, you was wrong. You was absolutely wrong. And I'm glad I wasn't there and that you didn't do that in my presence. Because the situation would have turned out differently. But at the same time, the way Takari got on Beyonce's internet with that sound in the background, all that tells me is that whoever says Takari was immature is wrong. I don't know if you're talking to me, but that post that she posted with the screaming in the background, I'm sorry, sweetheart. That was wrong. There was no rejoicing. Yes, y'all were. Yes, y'all were. Y'all may not understand what rejoicing means in this context, but posting a meme saying that somebody got what they deserve, having a moment where we joke about the abuse. Oh, Jackie got a nice right hook. Oh, my mama would have done worse. Or if I was her mama, I would have beat the piss out of her. Oh, I wish my fucking daughter would. I'd lay her ass out. All of that conversation, you are rejoicing in the violence and wanting more of it. You may not want to deal with that, but that's that language. Like, y'all think that joking about some of these things when we're talking about them in real time doesn't show a callousness to what's happening. To me, it does. None of this energy existed for Chantel when she accused Takari of molesting her as a clapback. I don't know when that happened, but I also have learned that things happen between children sometimes that are inappropriate and can cause trauma to the younger or the older, depending on what happened, but it's not always being done in the intent. I also feel like the way Takari feels about Chantel because of the way Jackie raised them, to me, Jackie has done a terrible job with creating this triangulation, like actually a good job with creating this triangulation between her two kids. And I feel like that's what we're seeing the remnants of. And I don't know about what y'all are talking about, but I also feel like things like that do happen between children. They do. So I'm not going to automatically assume that that's a lie, because terrible things happen in traumatic households. And a lot of that can sometimes be sexual abuse, violence, verbal abuse. A lot of that happens in households where there's abuse by the parents, where the parents are not really there, where one child is being pinned against another and the other child is younger. Like, I'm not going to automatically assume that that's a lie based on what I've seen of them. What I'm saying is the way we discuss violence amongst family and shit is sometimes she deserved it. That's what she get. I would have done worse. Y'all may not understand that, but that shit breeds into handling each other violently. Let me tell y'all something. A white lady saved my life one day by showing me the empathy that I don't think I had ever received from anybody that looked like me at that point. My vocal coach, this little petite, small white lady with a huge voice that sang opera. I used to go to her at least once a week, paying out of pocket. You know what I'm saying? $200 something a month for vocal lessons after college, because it was just something I enjoyed and I wanted to be good at it. And I used to talk to her a lot. We used to have, it was low-key therapy sometimes, talking to her. And I said to her, I feel like I needed to be scared in order to make good decisions. I'm still in my early 20s at this point, so I'm still in the fog of my abuse. She looked at me with so much empathy and she says, Brittany, I don't think that that's true. I don't think that you needed to be abused in order to make the right decision. When she said that to me, with all of that empathy, not shade, not disgust, she wasn't looking down on me. It was almost as if she was holding my fucking heart in her hands. When people say, I need to hold your hand while I tell you this, that was the epitome of what that lady did for me in that moment. With a few words, the way she showed me empathy for my way of thinking changed how I started to see what happened to me. We minimize this abuse in our households and in our families. And when you come into contact with people that see it for what it is and are able to deal with it for what it really is throughout, y'all don't have a good response to that, because you want so badly to stick in the confines, because you feel like if we're not beating these kids, they're out of control. Instead of recognizing beating them makes them out of control. It's literally putting anger inside of them, talking to them violently, pinning them against each other. All of that is sowing the seeds that will create the person that will disrespect and be just so terrible to their parents. I always say, how you fuck up is one thing. How you recover is another. As parents, as people, we're going to make mistakes and we're going to fuck up. I think as long as you can remain humble and understanding that some of these traumas persist, no matter how much we try to heal from them, and you remain emotionally honest, but also learn how not to internalize it once you've learned. But you also have to inspect. So when your children come to you with complaints, you really need to inspect their perception of you, because there's something that you still need to learn in there. But as long as you can be emotionally honest and vulnerable with your children, I think you're doing the right thing, even if you have made mistakes. Jackie Christie was not showing me emotional vulnerability with her children at any point. That's not what we saw. We saw Jackie constantly being in a dominating I'm the parent, so it doesn't matter what I did to you. I'm going to smile and laugh you off and act like you don't matter to me. And I'm having this conversation for you. I don't need to talk to you. That is terrible because it sounds like you don't give a fuck about making the relationship better with her. That's what it sounds like. There are adult children that take their trauma and spin it into a tool of manipulation for themselves. And my advice to parents who are not Jackie Christie, okay, is to take the same approach that people want Chantel to take. Once you realize that whoever the family member is not handling you with the same respect that they want to be handled with, you have to back away from them. You have to detach from them. You have to disengage from them. If it's your mama, if it's your daughter, if you feel like they are abusing you, you have to detach from them. Stop expecting shit from them. Stop wanting anything from them. Stop expecting an apology. Get over it and get to the point that you can be okay with what it is, how you're existing in it, and how you need to moving forward in order to not be in that same space. Because there is a level of this where adult children recognize the trauma, but they also can't stop repeating it. Keep doing it over and over again. Yes, you have to go no contact with people sometimes. And I think that when y'all say, oh, Chantel just needs to go no contact, it feels like it's just one of those times when you're not in the no contact. Families a lot of the times go through cycles because they can't help but to end up needing each other because they're family. And a lot of the times you can't even trust regular people. So the only people you can really depend on sometimes is your family, even when it is fucked up. There's a level of always circling back to each other that will happen in some people's families. I also feel like Jackie Christie has been such a terrible parent that I do believe that her daughter is there to embarrass her. I do feel like her daughter is on the show to make her feel all of the things that Chantel feels like she made her or her siblings feel. Absolutely. Do I feel like that's the healthiest thing for Chantel to do? No. Do I feel like at some point she needs to release it? Yes. Do I feel like it was inevitable and it is Jackie Christie's karma? Yes. So understand, yes, going no contact is not easy. It's so not easy. In a way, everybody flippantly threw out these responses to how this very serious situation was supposed to be handled really befuddles me because I feel like what I see in real life more often than not is people prolonging abusive, toxic family dynamics because they feel like they need to stay around each other because they're family. So it's crazy how so many people just throw out go no contact like everybody's fucking doing it or something. Everybody's not doing that. I know more people that stay in contact with their parents and then curse each other out and fight and then stop talking and then get over it and then come back. I haven't been reading my super chats. I apologize. Miko, thank you for the being a member, boo. What's up? Takari is happy about the abuse because she's in her mind no longer the victim. Chantel says she used to play them against each other. Here we are. Yes, it's plain as day. You cannot take Takari's, you can't take her experience of Jackie and Chantel to heart because her perception is based in her being the one that was being, abused by the mom and the sister being the overseer. Bondi Tyson, thank you for being a member. Hey, Bondi, I definitely understand your perspective on Jackie and Chantel's situation. Honestly, I'm 50-50. I'm cash apping your super chat. Thank you, love. Thank you. Kay Schmidt, thank you for the super chat. So glad you're back and had a good fake. Thank you. I am too, child. Rested, rejuvenated, resetted. Okay. But y'all, my commentary about this doesn't come from a place of feeling like it's okay to put your hands on your mama. Like, y'all, I've never. Okay. Everybody has put their hands on me. It's so hard for me to want to physically harm people that I love. Like it's not a natural thing for me. I've often had to be violent as a tactic of defending myself, not from a space of I want to exact power over you. Like, not for real. Yes, when people say certain things and I'm like, you trying to disrespect me. When I was younger, that would go into a physical space. Absolutely. Especially with people I was in relationships with. But I also could never just hit nobody in the face. And I also felt like people I was in relationships with were stronger than me. And that a lot of the times will lend to you feeling like what you do to them is not as bad. But over the years, and it didn't take me long to, get to a place of, I don't want to be physical with anybody. And if you want to be physical with me, then I don't need to be around you. Period. And I also feel like if Jackie Christie was the grown woman that she should have been, when her daughter pushed her and said, don't touch me, that should have been a, y'all come get her because I'm about to knock her the fuck out. But the self-control that it would have taken to be pushed and not go straight to, I'm your fucking mama. How dare you push me? Bow. Instead of going straight to that, y'all don't want to deal with the fact that the space in between those two moments is the showcaser that Jackie Christie is just as immature. I think her daughter had more restraint with her than she had with her daughter. And I think it should have been the other way around. I think when you've spent your children's entire childhood abusing them in such a manner and creating all of this volatility, if you're actually the elder and you've actually grown and evolved at some point, if your apologies actually matter, there needs to be a recognition and a throwing your hands up at some point. Because if not, you're always on the defense and you're always having to prove a point of who's the biggest and baddest one. And I think at some point, that's an immature way of thinking. There's always going to be a bigger, badder person. There's always going to be some great equalizer. There's no point in trying to prove that, especially to people who their experience of you is already you being the big bad in their life. Like Jackie Christie is already the big bad in Chantel's life. I don't know why y'all think her punching her is going to change the dynamic. Like, oh, if she punches her, that means Chantel is no longer going to be angry. That means she's going to think twice before. No, it doesn't. It doesn't mean that. It means if they get into it again, she will be more likely probably to hit her fucking mom back in the same way that her mom hits her. I'm just saying, like, you being just as angry and just as street with your kids is not gonna make them want to be better with you. It's just not. But I definitely feel like a lot of y'all think Jackie Christie is some victim in this, and I feel like if that's the case, she should go no contact with her. Chantel, I feel like Chantel should go no contact with her mama and the raggedy ass sister. I also feel like that doesn't mean she needs to get off of the show. I think Jackie Christie needs to get her ass off the show, to be honest. I think that a lot of older people, Diddy, Jackie Christie, y'all don't want to get old and go sit the fuck down and let y'all kids take over the reins. A lot of y'all don't want to grow old and you don't want to like let go of the one thing you feel like makes you valuable, which is your role on this fucking show. So yeah, I think that Jackie Christie is the one that should get off the show and go find something else to do with her life besides fighting with women half her fucking age and shit. Like, the truth of the matter is, Basketball Wives should be Chantel's age group. It shouldn't be Jackie Christie's 50, almost 60-year-old fucking age group on no Basketball Wives fighting with no damn 30-year-olds. Like, I'm sorry. Like, Jackie need to go sit her ass the fuck down. Okay? And maybe if her daughter is on the reality show and we get to see her act a fool with other people more often and without the situation of her mother and that power dynamic being there, then we can actually see what the real issues with Takari are. I'm sorry, with Chantel are. And then we can get on Chantel's ass. Like, I'm okay with getting on Chantel's ass when the power dynamic is on equal footing. Meaning that when she's fighting with one of these women on the show, when she's going through something with her nigga, or when we see her show up as a certain type of parent, then we can have a conversation for me that would change the center of the conversation to Chantel and what she needs to be doing. But in the situation with her mother, I feel like this is happening because there is still some growth that Jackie needs to do as the head of the situation. I think to the people that are older and have, more sense and more responsibility. I think they have to make better decisions. I think they have to be more mature than the younger. And I think in your 30s, even though your brain is fully formed, the way it takes time to deal with childhood trauma, the way it still comes up, the way if we don't unlearn the habits, we merely start to recognize the pattern and still go into it. Okay. And then you end up showing up as a certain type of parent, your damn self, whether you want to see it or not. And I think that's another thing for a lot of people. A part of not wanting to see Jackie Christie clearly is not wanting to see yourself clearly and how violent we still are with each other and the way we respond to each other when we're upset. I'm not saying I'm not also in this. That's why I'm saying, we in us and shit. Okay. But I'm somebody that recognizes how angry I can get. I'm somebody that recognizes how I can get. And I think a lot of people don't have that same self-awareness. And when you point it out, they don't want to fully, they don't want to deal with that. They don't want to deal with the fact that the bulk of the Black community responded to this in a way that was even more volatile, even more barbaric, and not the right way to handle a situation if y'all really expect for nonviolence to be something that happens. If you really want nonviolence, the response should not be, oh, kick their ass even harder. That's not how that works, especially in the dynamic, okay, between parent and child. Just not how it works, y'all. And I'm gonna stay on y'all top about this because I love y'all for real. And I feel like some of y'all have the capacity to see what I'm saying and to grow. And it's not like me. I'm working through my own shit as we're having this conversation. I am working through my own issues that are similar. So please, y'all, don't misunderstand me when we talking about this. It's just as much for me as it is for y'all. It's just when you do see how situations can be handled better, you do need to talk about how they should be handled better, and not just by the crazy child. It also needs to be talked about as it pertains to parents. Because to me, the bigger issue is not kids being mad at their parents. It's their parents having no real empathy or respect for their kids. And then when their kids grow up and mirror that back, now everybody's confused and upset and don't know how we got here and we grown and all of this shit. You know what I mean? And therapy is, you need therapy, but you also need people that are going to continue to seek out the ways to help themselves and are going to act in that. Because I think a lot of people recognize their trauma. They go to therapy, they get the language, but they don't do the long, extensive solo work that it requires to stop being emotionally dependent on your parents responding to you in a certain way. That's a level of control. And you have to get past that. You really have to get past feeling like your parents should show up in a certain way. They're not going to show up the way you want them to. So if it means for you to leave them alone, then fine. Handle them with a long handle spoon. Fine. But as soon as we start going through this cycle of re-triggering and baiting into arguments and getting all, we want to re-traumatize ourselves by making situations bigger than they are so that we can be the victim because we need to relive the scene until a different outcome happens. Yeah, the adult needs to then take themselves out of that whirlwind, even though essentially their parent has put them in it. So yeah, understand what I mean. Yes, work needs to be done on Chantel's part. Never disputed that. But also feeling like the parents have to do better from jump. And they will never do better if when their adult children come to them and say the truth, they don't want to hear it. And everybody wants to argue that you should just stay quiet because you're embarrassing your parent. They're okay. Do you know how many times parents embarrass the fuck out of their children when they're kids? That goes to y'all not seeing children as human beings. Because I remember being a child and it was almost like, not even just my parents, but like in general, adults love to embarrass children. I don't know what that's about, but you put them in uncomfortable situations. And then when they showcase uncomfortability, y'all get mad and feel like, it's an attack on your ego for this child to tell you your wig busted or say they don't like your breath or whatever the fuck, like whatever it is. Y'all take shit so personal when it comes to these kids, and then you respond to them like they're deserving of your revenge because they hurt your fucking feelings. or they laugh at you. Kids can be cruel, but a part of being an adult is learning that you shouldn't take it personally because children don't have self-awareness. And if you want to correct them, there's a way to do that without traumatizing them further for being children that don't have the self-awareness that an adult would have. J. Ray, thank you for the super chat. Keep speaking your mind, Bondi. I'm glad I'm not crazy seeing Jackie is the problem. She was abusive narc that hasn't I haven't forgotten when she brought Chantel on the show to spite Drea over that dude creating triangulation. Yeah, like I remember how Jackie made me feel throughout the seasons, and I always wanted to be done with the show because of the way Jackie acted until Jackie started acting like she had some sense. But that was when the shit happened with OG. Before that, I was always done with Jackie Christie because Jackie would always do, oh, I pretend as if I care about you, but she would cross boundaries. She would be all in people's fucking business. She would give opinions that nobody asked her for. She would insert herself in issues all the time. Then she would throw rocks and hide her hands. And when the girls would get upset and want to handle her fucking ass, she want to act like she big and bad and she could beat everybody's ass. Like, that's why she ended up fighting Brooke. There's been so many times that Jackie has done shit that is so reprehensible on that show, but they keep giving her a chance because she's entertaining. So yeah, y'all. I'm done with that for the moment. Let's move on to Masika and Britney Renner. Okay, so Masika and Britney Renner were going back and forth. A lot of y'all are upset at the fact that Britney Renner is defending Chantel. I'm not, because I feel like the reason why she's defending Chantel is because she knows what it's like to have an abusive mother. Oh shit. Child, this new lighter. Gonna be starting something. I'm get my regular lighter. Hold up, y'all. I want to find. Is this the beginning? Okay. Where's the first one? Is this it? Okay. This bitch said, since Masika, because Masika is always coming out of nowhere to give her opinion on something that nobody asked her about. Since we're on topic, the way Brittany played with them people's religion to become that man's other wife is crazy. He took off and she took off them people's clothes. I know everybody thought this ate down. Do y'all think she ate down? Comment in the comments and let me know why I figured this shit out. Yeah, I'm gonna get my other shit. Comment, let me know. Do y'all feel like Masika, that Masika, had the right to say this? Because when I come back, I'm gonna tell y'all why she really could have just shut the fuck up. I'm sorry, y'all. I know y'all couldn't hear me singing Rich Activities. Shout out to Sweetie. All right, hold on. Let me see what some of y'all saying about this shit. Okay, hell no, she did not. Okay, so most of y'all are understanding where I'm coming from. So while we have our commentary about women following religion for dick, I'm so sorry, but this is what most of y'all are doing. I'm so sorry. This is what most women do, whether they go into Islam, whether they go into Christianity, whether they go into Judaism. Most women are following organized religion based on the dick that they want. And Masika, you are no fucking different. You are no different. Didn't you have young Berg abusing you? and then you went on to get with another nigga that you came out and tried to act like he was abusing you? Like, I hate when bitches, and I'm calling her a bitch because I think it's so annoying when y'all want to point out how another woman is acting like a pick-me when, bitch, you a pick-me too. What you talking about, bitch? That's you too. Pick me, pick me, pick me. Hallelujah. I gotta find a man. I don't care what he did. I don't care who he hurt. I don't care who he fucked. I just want a man to pick me, Lord. Okay. I don't care if he whips my ass. I don't care. I just want a man. They're like, Masika, girl, just because you didn't put on a hijab, just because you didn't put on a hijab, you don't think you was back flips, tripping, falling, cartwheeling, popping pussy for some dick and some fake ass nuclear family dynamic with you and some abusive nigga with a chain on that tells me y'all are not too far away from the illegalities of life? I get tired of y'all with this stupid shit. Let me tell y'all something. Britney Renner should be embarrassed about a lot of shit. Britney Renner is on a journey. Okay? She's on a hoe's journey. And a hoe's journey is long. But sometimes a hoe's journey is extremely beneficial if she can get herself together. Hello, Corinne Steffens, Elizabeth Overson. If you a hoe and you could eventually get the help that you need and start to center yourself and make balanced decisions about what's good for you, then you could really turn your wholeness into just a plethora of beautiful things. Okay? So I'm not 100% sold on the fact that Britney Renner is not a weirdo. Don't misunderstand me. But she's not a weirdo for being triggered by Jackie Christie. A lot of us are. And speaking up for Takari, a lot of us wish we had friends and other family members that would have spoke up for us. So seeing Brittany do that for Takari because of the pain that she recognizes as her own, while that is a projection, it also feels like, so the fuck what? Why are we upset about that? Y'all are not mad when everybody's taking Jackie's side. So I don't understand why a bitch can't have two friends that take their side in a dynamic with a narcissistic ass parent. I don't know. But I do feel like y'all have decided to dogpile on Britney Renner because she said something to fuck ass Jackie Christie. And I feel like y'all forget they're all on a reality show and they're all engaging with each other based on how they're engaging with everybody. Meaning that Evelyn will be mad at somebody for something they said to somebody else. Jackie Christie will insert herself in situations that don't have nothing to do with her. She's done that for years. Brandy will throw rocks and hide her hands and play as if she's taking the higher road when her wig and her makeup tell us, no, you're not. You're not taking a higher road. No, you're not. Superficial, fake as fuck. It's so many women that show you that they do not choose. That's not Chantel's real friend. We've never about tilted. Okay, like it doesn't matter. Whether their friendship lasts forever is irrelevant to my point. My point is that there was nothing wrong with the way Britney Renner was responding to Jackie Christie. First of all, again, we're on a reality show, bitch. If I want to curse you out for whatever reason, you'll be okay. Jackie Christie has done enough, even before Britney Renner was old enough to be on a reality show, that it's okay for you to get cursed out by some of these younger girls because your old ass really shouldn't even be around them. And if you don't want to deal with young women being volatile, maybe you should take your ass to an age group that's like yours. But you know why you don't want to be with women your age, Jackie Christie? You don't want to be with women your age because you would have to be more mature than you are. And you're the young-minded, immature, crazy bitch amongst the older women, which is why you have to be here with these younger ones. Masika, you've done the same, if not worse shit for dick. So your judgment of Britney Renner is honestly hypocritical and hilarious. It just shows how ever so often you just want to be seen. So you tweet or comment to somebody, whether the blogs pick it up or you pay them to, you get to be, in social media for a 24 to 48 hour cycle. You're not as irrelevant as you may have felt an hour before, whatever. Okay. Britney Renner says BM number 3, who faked the kidnapping to promote their irrelevant OnlyFans. Since we're on the topic, religion is not exclusive. I never signed up to be one of several. People are allowed to change their minds, and plenty of relationships are meant to be, but not meant to last. Buy 40 and fried. I'm sorry, but Britney's response was accurate. That was accurate. Masika says, girl, go to hell. Oh, wait, everybody's speaking the same truth about you, but you mad at me. Bringing up irrelevant deflections don't change the fact that you played with God for dick. Girl, that wasn't an irrelevant distraction. That wasn't an irrelevant distraction. That was, you don't have any room to fucking talk. And based on your life's choices, we could feel like you played with God too, bitch. What? We all knew what this was about, but all of y'all do shit for dick. All of y'all go to church asking for God to send y'all some dick. Fuck you talking about, bitch? The fact that you played with God for dick, next week you're gonna be a Buddhist for back shots. Christian for Christian Dior. Girl, shut the fuck up and go pray. Masika, I don't think your response shows any type of religion, to be honest. I'm sorry, y'all, but repeatedly when y'all go after Britney Renner, y'all may not like it because y'all want to discredit Britney Renner, but Britney Renner be eating y'all to fuck up. Britney Renner sounds like somebody that has learned therapy speak well enough to give herself grace about decisions that she makes. And honestly, she fucking should. Girl, fuck you. Girl, go to hell. Girl, fuck you. Why are you talking to me? Why are you adding me? I don't give a fuck about what everybody else is talking about. Why is your bow-legged BBL failed music career, I've been with only abusive men ass, talking to me about doing shit for dick? Period. You don't have a leg. You don't have a wobbly BBL thigh don't match ass leg to stand on. But because everybody really loves to dogpile, they're going to think your little read was funny. But to me, it's honestly fucking annoying. Your read is annoying to me. And a signifier that you're always pedestalizing yourself and you're not fucking better, bitch. You're not better. Wasn't you still with Young Berg after he pulled the gun on you or some shit? Y'all so worried about somebody playing with y'all false God and shit. Girl, I really don't want to hurt y'all fucking feelings. Y'all be caring about the respect of Invisible Sky Daddy and trying to shame people with it. Religions are things that people are supposed to like venture into when they're trying to find solace and peace. It's literally something made up. I'm gonna leave y'all alone. I'm sorry. I'm gonna leave y'all alone. I know y'all don't. I know y'all don't like those conversations that we be having. Okay, but I just feel like, bitch, you ain't accepted Christ as your personal fucking savior enough to be talking to nobody about using God for dick neither. You if you didn't say the prayer, if you didn't got on your fucking knees and asked for Sierra's prayer, you have went to God or played with God about some dick. Asking for toxic ass relationships, acting like that's not what you want. Girl, I could say that's playing with God. Thinking that because you married some ain't shit ass nigga, that mean that y'all's union is blessed by God. Girl, who said that? Who said that? Who said God wanted you to be with that fuck ass nigga? Sorry, y'all. I'm just gonna keep having unpopular opinions. Stitch me, bitch. I don't give a fuck. Whatever. Just because I feel like I do a lot of work for you not to be able to like play with me about my life. My life is my life. I did whatever I did, bitch. Yeah, I did that shit. Whatever.
Only Black women and gay men that hate themselves that come on here and tell me about surgeries I've never had. Like, I can't make
Just gaslighting.
a post with my kid without, oh, she's bleaching. She used to be brown. I was never brown.
See y'all? See the difference between me and other people? I'm trying to prove to y'all I was brown. Not dark, but brown.
I be trying to tan. Like, I be laying out trying to tan and be golden.
Lighting is an illusion, just so y'all know.
You don't fuck with perfection, baby. God did his big one with me.
You're a liar.
Now listen, I'm not saying I would never have surgery.
So that's not a titty job. That's not a BBL. That's not lip filler, cheek filler, forehead, Botox. That's not a face balancing. That's not what that is. Oh, okay. I'm
condemning anyone that has had surgery, because if I ever need it, baby, I'm going straight to Kris Jenner's doctor, because that bitch look great. Okay, but I don't need it. I've been this same color since I was.
I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all gonna be mad at me when I say this, and I know there's some people in the comments that's gonna feel hit. But when I tell y'all, as soon as I start hearing that motherfucking fire detector beeping in the background, you live in the projects to me. Bitch, your house might be better than mine. I don't like it in here. Because, bitch, what the in my mind, those of y'all that can't hear that beeping are psychopaths. I'm sorry, y'all. I low-key be feel, what the fuck is wrong? Like, whenever I hear it, I be like, what's wrong with y'all? Y'all can't hear that shit? That's not driving y'all insane? Maybe I'm too sensitive. Yo, I'm gonna bring it up again. I'm bringing it up again. I don't give a fuck. I was on my live today. Okay, shout out to Tiff. Shout out to Honey. BSO504. Okay, on TikTok and Instagram. One of my homegirls from high school. She's the one standing directly next to me. I feel like somebody's standing behind me, so y'all can't see that my hair is short. Because I had cut all my hair off and did the big chop in 2004. So this was my senior year, and I think I still had my hair natural back then, right? And it was a short natural cut, but you can't see it because somebody's standing behind me and is making my head look like something else is going on. Anyway, but I don't even have this t-shirt anymore. Of course, this was taken in Katrina, just like many of my pictures and videos from this time period of my life. But if you see me, you see that there are two real light-skinned people in this picture. Okay? The girl in the middle and the girl on the end. Okay? The rest of us are a mix between caramel, brown skin, and a little bit darker. Because she's not that dark. Like, she only like a little bit. Like, I feel like me and her were like close to the same color. She might have been, especially in this picture. It's all about undertones and shit. But essentially, y'all fucking see me. Me and the girl in the middle, not the same color. The girl in the middle is New Orleans light skin. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of this disrespect. Tiff wasn't considered light skin, but Tiff had real good hair. You know what I'm saying? Tiff had good hair and the muddy skin tone that makes you look like you can be from an island or some shit. A lot of us have like a tint to our skin that makes us look like we from the islands. It's because it's fucking hot. I don't think people are taking into account the UV rays that niggas was getting hit with out here growing up in New Orleans. It was hot back then. It's hotter now, but it was hot back then. We don't spend a lot of time outside. It's too fucking hot. I don't even go outside during the day. Okay? But do y'all see the girl in the middle? That is what we call light skin. Do y'all see how I am not the same skin tone as this young lady? Okay, then. I am absolutely a brown skin girl. You're my brown eyed girl. Okay? I just got to set y'all straight on this. I don't want to look lighter than myself. You look lighter now than it. Yes. I think everybody looks darker when they're kids. But what I mean when I say that is that when you grow up being light skinned and when you grow up not being light skinned, there's a difference in how you grow up, how you feel about yourself as you relate to the people around you. You know what I'm saying? Thank you. Tammy Rivera, Emily B, Jasmine Guy, Lisa Bonet, my cousin Matoki. These are light-skinned people. Caramel complected people are on the outside of the light-skinned yellow girls, as they called them. I was a red girl. There are yellow girls. You had black, you had red, and you had, light skin, which was yellow. She a yellow girl. Badass yellow bro. Oh, she wants some. Use a whole Mr. Cole. Use Tisha Campbell. Yes, y'all. Thank you for those of you that understand. And the way our living in Louisiana is a very colorist place. So the way you show up as a kid really does affect the way you see yourself in adulthood. That's why I don't see myself as light skinned, because I saw how the light skinned girls got treated, and I did not get treated like that. Okay. I do feel like we obsess about these things in a way that does not matter. We do. However, I need for y'all to know I would never bleach my skin. I just don't go outside as much anymore. When I go on vacation and I spend a lot of time outside, I'm browner. Because that's how melanin works. But I am melanated. I am a black woman. I don't think you can confuse me for anything else. Okay? From the texture of my hair to my skin tone to my facial features, I do not feel like you can confuse me for anything else. A lot of light-skinned women from New Orleans look like white women. Just a little darker, okay? Just a little more color in there somewhere. But essentially, their skin tone is almost the same as the white women that be outside, that take walks in the morning and shit. They keep drawing me with a pink crayon. That's so disrespectful. I'm going to need for you to blend some brown and yellow or something when you make me. Don't you dare disrespect me, okay? Right. Nola light skin equals Beyonce mama. Absolutely. Absolutely. And also, like, not having good hair, like, especially for somebody like me that did a big chop and cut all of their hair off before we had all of the natural hair products. So I didn't know what to do with my hair at first. I just know I wanted to cut it all off. Like, that definitely had a lot to do with how I was treated by people. But yeah, I still feel like, I was still that girl. Like, what you mean? Fuck you mean? Okay. But yeah, y'all, now I'm just, we talk about these things, but I really want y'all to realize that color is so irrelevant. Like, we need to really stop doing this to ourselves and to each other. Whatever color you are, that's what color you are. You are beautiful. Okay. If you black, and you don't need to invalidate people's experience of their blackness because yours is a worse version. We don't have to oppression Olympics this black shit. We just don't. I think we should definitely hold space for each other's experiences. And I think that it's all fucked up or good at varying degrees, and nobody's experience is 100% the same. Okay. Oh, thank you, Brittany. I don't see how they could have either. But girl, okay, girl, the way I have had to learn how to love myself in spite of the way people have tried to make me hate myself is insane, girl. It is insane. But I don't think that she's been bleaching, but Masika is being like hella disingenuous and manipulative with this post. Whatever filter you have on is lightening your skin. I don't know what about y'all, but on TikTok, there are a lot of filters that make you look white or change the color of your skin, along with elongating your eyes and, softening up your skin so you look like you have perfect skin and all of this type of shit. And people have a tendency to click on those filters and use them. And I think that's what she did. Whenever I see a filter that make me look lighter, I'm like, I don't like that. I need to look my color, or there needs to be like more color in the photo. But do not make me look ashy. Do not make me look less caramel. I don't want to look less caramel. Okay. I actually like how I used to look. Like for the summer, we would go to the beach. We would go to past Christiane before Katrina, before they ruined it. And we would just be at the beach all day. And I would love to tan because, first of all, I would get closer to my mother's color. And then I feel like it would clear my skin up. Whenever I would go and tan, I feel like my skin would get very clear. As somebody that has always struggled with acne, I noticed that about tanning. Now, I didn't turn into like Tamar. You know that there are Black girls that actually like go to tanning salons and shit like that. I never did that because I never felt like I wasn't brown enough. Okay. But yeah, I don't use a lot of them filters. I do like some of the filters that change the shape of your face because I feel like certain phones are like the angle make you look weird. So sometimes when they fix, it's like they're fixing how the screen is reflecting back to you your face. I also feel like camera phones and shit are making us look at ourselves weirdly. That's why, once I feel good about myself again, y'all, I will go no filter. Like there's no filter on this. I think, and I have no makeup on. And I think it's so important that, I put lipstick on and stuff. But I think it's so important for me to show up, not always doing all of that to myself because I don't live like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't live like that. So I don't want to pretend to live like that. I don't want to have to put up makeup every time I get on here. I want to get on here with no makeup on and look great without it. Like that's what I would prefer. So yeah, I think it's important because I also want to reflect to y'all that it's okay for you to look like you. It's okay for you not to look like everybody else. I saw somebody talking about how some movies, Clueless, would have never happened like it did back then because we were so obsessed with perfect, like we're obsessed now with everybody having the same face shape and perfect teeth. Back in the day, people's teeth being, not perfect, it added to their face shape and how they looked specific to themselves, right? As time has gone on, we're continuing to reach further and further for perfection in America. And by doing that, we're all becoming uniform. We're all starting to look alike. And I think that's weird. I love y'all. Thank y'all. I think that's weird as fuck. To want to look like everybody, like even like her right here. Like, see how she looks in the clip from the show versus how she looks here in this video. That's obviously a filter. That's because everybody wants to look like Tweety Bird. Some people naturally have a Tweety Bird. Like one of my friends has a Tweety Bird kind of look to her face. Lori Harvey has the Tweety Bird effect to their face. Chloe has the Tweety Bird effect to her face. A lot that's now the attractive face like configuration. So all of the girls are trying to get this Tweety Bird look. If y'all look at Tweety Bird had a little skinny nose and pouty lips and almond shaped eyes. That's how everybody is fashioning their faces. Nose is slim, lips pouty, eyes are giving, almondsy. Okay. So yeah, like baby doll, like, oh, thank you. I'm glad. And I think it infantilizes us. It keeps us from being realistic about our beauty. It makes us feel like our beauty isn't good enough if we're not showing up like these people. And I'm very like rebellious to that. I'm very rebellious to that. I always want to do the best to look the best that I can look for me. But when I tell y'all I have these same insecurities as everybody else about having this body shape, about having my face look a certain way, about looking young forever, like I'm almost 40, like I always say. But essentially, I am still worried about how I'm aging, how my skin is aging. And, I'm spending more money on face, creams and serums and shit because, bitch, listen, we going to do it how we can. But I'm always like looking at some of the, the stuff that people are doing now, but I'm always scared about how that's going to turn out. You know what I'm saying? You get a little filler, you get a little Botox over time. What is that going to do to my face? Am I going to have like some atrophy and be looking all weird and shit? Not you still bad, TD. Thank you. Okay. And I work hard to be bad. Okay. But I work really hard to be bad, in a way of who I am. Yes, girl, we all just want a flat stomach. We all just want a flat stomach. That's one of the things that I feel like is more of a genetic thing. And I do not like when I went to Bali, one of the things we did was breath work. And in the breath work, in order for you to take the biggest breath, you have to push your stomach out. And this is when a lot of us realize how often we are sucking our stomachs in naturally, like our muscles are automatically sucking in our stomachs. So it was so hard for us to get enough air in our lungs to push out the way we needed to. Like our stomach started to like shake because we're so used to sucking in. It's unhealthy. Your body, I believe on some level, is supposed to like poke out at your stomach. Like our bodies are supposed to kind of do these curve things. But because we've been taught that abs and your stomach being concaved in looks better, any little amount of body fat in this area is going to make you feel like you're not in shape. I have that same problem. I'm always like trying to target this because I feel like I have the top 2 abs. It's the bottom abs I don't have. Okay. So I'm always trying to figure out how to, I'm even in a process now of doing more muscle training and like pulling back on my cardio and doing more muscle training to see, how I can shred like that. Cause I had really good, results when I was lifting heavy weights more often. But yes, flat stomach is a lifestyle. You have to not be drinking. I also don't have a gallbladder, which already causes digestive issues for me. You have to not eat certain things. I am not yet to a place, and I'm probably gonna get a trainer at some point and a nutritionist to do all of these things for me before I get to 40, for real. But there is a level of, girl, just go ahead and die if I'm not gonna be able to have my little cocktail and my and my little food how I want, because I'm not an overeater. You know what I'm saying? I don't eat a lot of things bad. I am a, veggie girl. Like I like fruit. I like, my smoothie. Shout out to Just Move supplements. Okay. Like your girl likes the healthy things, but a bitch still love fried chicken. A bitch still love a good, a good seasoned New Orleans made with a roux ass plate of something. I can't eat a lot of it anymore, but I still do enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? But I switched out soda for kombucha. You know what I'm saying? And sparkling water. All right. So like, like I see kombucha right here. Sparkling water right here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm still a coffee girl. I have to remind myself to cut down the coffee and go back to tea for a little while. Like, it's a lot of things you have to work with, but it's just kind of like digestive enzymes help with your gut for people with no gallbladder. They do. They really helped a lot. And I thank you for reminding me, because 2 of the girls on the trip, Whitney and Jennifer, were helping me out with that. Like they had the digestive enzymes. I had never heard about that shit. I was just like, oh, all right. Cause I take other shit for it. But yeah, y'all, like sometimes I have acid reflux for no reason, girl. Like it's a lie. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's a lot. And in America, I feel like no matter how healthy you eat, the food is still in some ways being fucked with in a way that makes your body bigger than it would be if you were eating the same food in another place. That's another thing. Some of our bodies are responding to the hormones in the food, not necessarily because we're not working hard enough. It really shouldn't be this fucking hard. Okay? But here we are. Okay? Let's move on. We'll do that. Let's go making my way. So Jeannie Mai shares some thoughts on being away from her daughter as she co-parents with Jeezy. She says every time postcards from France. Every time Coco is with her other home, Okay, I take this time for me. This is what co-parenting looks like. A heart split in two places, but still learning how to beat fully. It's harder than I ever imagined, loving her so much, but loving her from far away. There's no guidebook for this part of parenthood. Looks really beautiful. This really does feel like somewhat of a flex. Like, yeah, this shit hard, but look how I'm doing it, bitch. Like, listen, don't think you taking her from me is hurting me that bad, nigga. I'm out here, okay? This time alone reminds me I'm not just a mom. I'm a woman who dreams, who laughs, who lives, and she deserves to see that woman fully and alive. Good for you. I sit here and let the ache be what it is. Missing her is part of the job, but so is filling myself back up so I have more love to give when she runs back to me. This is all very healthy. And I know y'all are going to be in the first comment, girl, be quiet. She'll be home Sunday. Like the dismissal of somebody like talking about real emotions that people have and that they need to deal with is just so tired. Like, are y'all not tired of being so fucking toxic every time somebody says something that makes y'all feel like it's just too deep? Like, bitch, it's all deep. I know y'all don't want to think it's all deep, but it's all deep. Y'all jokes is deep. Y'all mentality about abuse and violence and men and women and all the the world, the way y'all think that politics is something you can separate from life. Girl, all of this shit is deep and y'all staying shallow don't change the fact that it's deep. The end. So I collect little joys, a Hugo Spritz, a warm sunbeam, a splash into the Mediterranean Sea because this joy will be hers too when she feels it radiate through me. I know that's right. To every mama sharing her child, this is your reminder. Your happiness is not separate from theirs. When you shine, they feel it too. I feel like this is healthy. And this is to me, this is a lifestyle post. This is a lifestyle for women who are moms and going through certain types of situations, like having fuck ass baby daddies that want your child just so that they can have it with a babysitter because they don't want to pay you child support. Like, girl, I think a lot of y'all understand what it's like to be in Jeannie Maia's position, but you may not always want to see yourself in her because, she said problematic things and all of that. But to me, like this was a self-care post. It was a beautiful post. Like, this is something that a person should post on their social media in her sex. She's always been in lifestyle. Like, this is lifestyle. It has to reflect your life. And right now, I'm sharing my daughter with a fuck nigga known as Young Jeezy. Okay? And I have to deal with all of the fuck ass people that like to demonize me just because we broke up. Girl, people were mad. Let's read some of the comments. I'm sure Jeezy was missing his daughter all those months you didn't want to share custody until it was finalized in court. Hurts, doesn't it? Yeah, girl, that's what the post is about. Like, are we all happy now? Girl, it's the way y'all are like defending these men, like with this like emotional, like, like, girl, it's not your issue. It's not your problem. Are you the man being triggered in these situations? What's happening? Somebody said, girl, hush, she'll be home Sunday. I'm choking. It's always the comments for me. Some woman didn't anticipate a broken home and it hurts to have one. These comments are wild. Y'all need to chill on her. She has every right to miss her baby while exploring some alone time. It's a natural feeling. I miss my baby anytime he's away from me. I'm protective over him, and that's okay. Let this lady miss and love on her baby, even if the baby is with dad. It's a normal part of life. Jeannie, I'm going to hold your hand when I say this. This was unnecessarily loud. Next time, miss her in one photo and enjoy your downtime. Now, I think that is crazy for you to tell somebody how many pictures they should post on their page. When you really think about that, that's fucking wild. That's wild. I don't even think about other people when I post how much I post something. That's crazy. Well, Monaco at her auntie house with them. I don't know what that mean, but them niggas? I don't know what that is. Y'all moms be tripping. I be super excited to send my daughter with her dad. Be having her packed and ready to go soon as he pull up. Don't even stop the car. I'll toss her in. Do they be tripping, or do you not like your kid? I don't know. It might be somewhere in the middle. I don't know. It doesn't matter what she says or what subject she's talking about. She irks me no matter what. This is a very honest comment. I would implore this person to investigate why she irks them. There is a level of condescension and fraudulent energy. There is. But I also feel like most of y'all have that. Yikes. So, like, the internet is performative. What she's saying is still right. Separation anxiety is a real thing for a lot of moms. Do I want breaks? Yes, but you got 48 hours tops. Then I want my babies back. This is a natural feeling. It has nothing to do with the man you conceive with. Right. Her other home sent me. Girl, stop acting like you didn't need that break. Single motherhood is too hard to be tripping when they with their daddy, I guess. Yeah, no. I think a lot of y'all are negating how men use kids against the mom, and also how you be worried about your kids around toxic ass people when you're not there. Like, but yeah, that's some of the comments about that. Let's move on. You're not taking me backwards. India Love gushes over DDG, says she hasn't experienced a lot of men like him. I even thanked his mom. I'm standing 10 toes. My comment has 5,000 likes. That's funny. I said, this is a paid advertisement.
I think I'm kind of obsessed with Moo. I'm obsessed with him. I don't care. I'm so blessed to have a man in my life who is so fucking nice and is so genuine and is so kind-spirited and is so selfless and is so kind-hearted and just, he's just like, you could just melt in the character of him, let alone what he looks like. Of course, he's gorgeous to me.
With those little bitty legs.
But aside from the outside appearance, he's just such a fucking great guy. Like, what the fuck? Like, it's not a lot of those. I'm not going to lie. Like, you can call it glazing. You could call it this, that, and the third. I myself have not experienced a lot of men like him. He's very much a rare breed. I even told his mama, I said, thank you. Thank you for Moo. He's a rare breed. He does something to my spirit and my heart. And I just want to thank you for him because he's like a great fucking man, dude. Like, I don't give a fuck what y'all say. I'm standing 10 toes.
You raggedy
That's all.
bitch.
Who wants to you? Shut up. Who wants to you? Shut up.
Evil is good. Oh, evil. That's what I think. It must be.
The world is upside down. The motherfucking world is upside down in this bitch's land of imagination. Okay. Sis, let me hold your hand when I say this to you. There is nothing new under the sun. You are not having a brand new experience that no one else has ever had, as if what you are going through is not a pattern of behavior that most women have gone through and had to, find out. Like, a lot of us have had to fuck around and find out that being emotionally invested in people that prove to you based on the way they treat other people that they really ain't shit. It just takes some time for you to have to figure it out for yourself. But there's something called the love bombing stage where they create a version of themselves that they cannot really keep up. Eventually the mask will slip. But I think it's so fucking like annoying for you to what feels like actively come online to argue against the perception of him that has been placed on him by the previous two women that he's had intimate relationships with. Your knowledge of him is not long enough, deep enough in order for you to get online to argue your side and your perception of him to people who have more understanding of him than you do. It's just an ignorant, ill-informed, you're going to regret it later. You're going to look dumb later. You look dumb now. Like, it's one of those situations. It's just one of those situations. Like, and I'm not saying don't make the mistake. I'm saying do it in silence. So when you get embarrassed by that nigga, because you will, it doesn't hit as hard. That's the prayer. Okay, that's the prayer and the goal of the slave. All right. Slave to this fuck ass system we live in. Hold up, y'all. I gotta find something. Is that you take your L's in peace, and that you don't use your L, the beginning of your L. You may not know it's your L. It's your L. So I really would love for women in general, if you are enjoying some man's company and he has stories about him from other women, I really want y'all to do me a favor and have your experience, but do not get your ass on the internet to argue against what's previously been said about that person, because you still don't know them yet. I feel like that girl is being paid to do that, because it's given that India, I don't know India Love like that, but it's given because she's a part of that streamer world that she is dealing with mostly men as her fan base. When you have mostly men as your fan base, I think you have to perform femininity in your womanhood in a way that keeps you safe from their wrath. That means you're going to have to betray yourself and look like a goofy broad a lot. You're going to look fucking goofy. You're going to be taking L's and screaming and fighting with other people for the protection of a man that's going to turn around and slap you in the fucking face. Like, it's going to be embarrassing. And we do it all the time. So every time we see it, it's like, oh my God. Like, what the fuck ever. Anyway, so let's move on, because DDG is also on TikTok. Hold up. Yeah. Also on TikTok. Okay, let me see. Hold up. Rashonda Martin, who are you talking to? Are you talking to me, or were you talking about India Love? Because I'm just in the process of blocking and banning people. So I just want to, see who else I need to block and ban while I'm right here. I want to make sure, like, let me know who you were talking about so I can handle you accordingly. Okay. Oh, we good? We good, y'all? All right, let's get into what they're saying about DDG and the Mexican people on the internet.
He said something so true about Mexican parents. He said, now DDG is your prime example of why Mexican parents tell you not to let others buy you things, particularly men, because they later throw it in your face. And this is absolutely true. 100,000 people. I didn't know DDG had proved this somehow, so I had to look it up. And lo and behold, he did. He said no one but him pulled their wallets out when it came to pay in Japan for anything. But again, social media will prove you wrong. And here it is.
Paying for everybody's shit. Nobody opened a wallet in Japan.
I should have paid for Google.
I'll pay for it.
I should have paid for Google.
I'll pay for it.
That's okay. I said
Nobody. Y'all, I got it.
Are you sure?
Of course. Motherfuckers don't think before they say.
Or,
No, I'm gonna pay for it. Nobody pay for nothing.
how about we do half and half? Are you sure?
This is exactly what Mexican parents tell their kids. Do not let them buy you anything, or they will try to use it against you. And clear example.
Okay, so this is even more evidence that DDG is the asshole I keep telling y'all that he is, no matter how much people like to argue with me about it, because y'all act like cult members and shit behind some of the weirdest, dirtiest, diabolicalest fuck niggas with sociopathic blank stares I've ever seen. Okay? The way certain men will create dynamics so that they can become a victim is crazy to me. So what we saw is DDG getting online and complaining that nobody had to pull out their purse for nothing. Nobody had to pull out their wallet for nothing, right? That's supposed to make everybody feel like he always out here taking care of everybody, like he always doing for everybody, and they just do him wrong. And what we actually see, because y'all are constantly fucking streaming, is that that girl repeatedly asked you if you were sure, said she would spend her own money, said that you don't have to get it, I'll get it myself, and you still actually forcefully said, man, I'm paying for shit. I'm paying for it. I'm paying for it. I'm paying for it. And then what you did on the back end is got online and complained about it and act like nobody was trying to pull out their wallet and everybody was just there taking advantage of you. Yeah, that's so that you can make yourself a victim to people. So these women who you treat badly, you'll be able to give them that same old story that a lot of men give women that they're trying to emotionally triangulate and, you know, enmesh with themselves in these abusive, toxic relationships. Is to make the woman feel like nobody else has ever understood me, bitch. No other woman has ever gotten me the way you get me. No other woman has understood, has loved on me the way you've loved on me. Look how she did me. Look how she did me. Meanwhile, nigga is a terrorist. Nigga is purposefully setting up scenarios to make a woman the bad guy if she doesn't do what he wants her to do. It's almost given you were willing to do all of that shit. She was offering to pay because she knew it was coming with strings. And when you did not get what you wanted from her, which may have been some sex or some top or something, you decided to come on the internet and act as if everybody was taking advantage of what you kept pushing on them. Like, financial abuse 101 is to make people dependent upon you by making it hard for them to get it themselves. And then when they need shit from you, hold it over their head so that you can control them and make them do what you want them to do. It's very, very simple. It's what they do. I just want to show y'all, more evidence that people should really just shut the fuck up when it comes to this young man, because if you can't see the manipulation, then you need to look a little closer because it's there. It's fucking there. Nakwansa B, thank you for the super chat. I really love your commentary on this. Do you think if Doug stands up for Chantel, that would change Jackie's behavior? There's a possibility. Something tells me the reason why she's even able to say, I'm going to tell my daddy, is because after all this has happened, she's had some type of conversation with him. And he now will say, well, if you have a problem, tell me about it and I'll handle your mom. That might even be the conversation now. However, I feel like Doug and Jackie are like empty nesters almost. There's probably a level of this to which Doug doesn't want to divorce. He doesn't want to separate. He probably loves his abusive wife. And he's okay with playing both sides of the fence as long as he can keep everybody happy and keep juggling the toxic relationships. So I don't know if it would really change Jackie's behavior, because something makes me feel like Jackie feels like there's nothing wrong with the way she acts, and her feeling like there's nothing wrong with the way she acts is a part of the problem. So yeah. Scotty G, thank you for being a member, boo. Masika was fighting Nikki over that ugly man. Nasal for Berg, Alexis Sky for Fetty Wap. What's your Cash App? They won't let me buy a super chat. Somebody put the Cash App in the comments, but it's BondyBlue. Put in BondyBlue and I'll come up. I appreciate you. They got their ish together. Bondi, you brown to me. Thank you. Okay, thank you. And I'm lighter now. Okay. But stop playing with me. Keep me cool. Thank you for sushi. Girl, because why you ain't changed that damn battery? That is so annoying. No, for real. Like, I don't know what it is. Okay. Look, Cash App. Thank you. PayPal. Venmo. They're all up there, girl. Thank you. All right. I love y'all. So let's move on because there's more. Let's see. Oops. A judge has ordered Shannon Sharpe not to destroy a sex tape that was part of the $50 million R lawsuit he just settled last week. Sharpe settled a massive lawsuit with his OnlyFans model accuser who had accused him of R. Now a judge in another R allegation case wants the tape saved. Wow. So I think you did it. I think you did it. I think it's a pattern of behavior. I think I want people to be fucking for real and admit how much powerful men love the flexibility of being able to abuse women and get away with it. Whether they can pay them as sex workers or they can pay them as housewives. I think that men enjoy the freedom of being able to pay to abuse women. And I'm just saying at large. I'm not saying women don't do this as well, but the way it works in a power dynamic where there are a whole bunch of rich men that seemingly like to do terrible, like there's always a group of rich, famous men that can have any woman they want, and they don't want to have a pleasurable mutual experience with those women. That's not what running through many hoes is about. It's literally about having the power to dominate, use someone, dehumanize them, suck all of their energy, and then discard them. It makes you feel powerful, especially if internally you are insecure around beautiful women. So getting beautiful women is a way to humble beautiful women, because beautiful women are sometimes hard to get. And so men that feel like those women are hard to get will then chase those women just so that they can later on harm them for the resentment they hold. It's a very fucked up, psychological thing that be happening with men and women sometimes, and these power dynamics. And I think it's very important for us to pay attention and stop thinking that these niggas, can be saved. Shannon Sharpe cannot be saved. Shannon Sharpe is probably going to be a creepy old man doing shit until his dick doesn't work anymore. Like, you like race play. You like to tell bitches you want to choke them. You have anger issues, my nigga. I know a lot of y'all don't want to deal with the fact that violence in sex, I believe, is an act of anger. It may not be upfront anger, but it is a nefarious energy to want to harm someone in the process of having sex with them. I don't care what any of y'all are talking about. And I don't mean hurt that feels good, because there's bites. There's hurt that feels good. That's not what I mean. And yeah, like a lot of dark skin, big nose, big ass black men that are made to minimize themselves around rich white men, you internalize the misogyny, you internalize the racism, and you hate yourself. Like, you hate yourself. And so you want to experience, yes, these humiliating acts. You want women to do all of these disgusting things to you, because in real life, your power dynamic is higher than them. That's why when Diddy does it to Cassie, it's not the same thing, because the power dynamic is always she's in the lesser position, he's in the greater position in real life and in the bedroom. It's not the same thing as when a man wants to do race play with a woman and have her do these things that make him feel low, because he always is taking advantage of people. Like, yeah, there's nothing that I find really attractive about Shannon. Shannon is not only muscle body, but muscle face. His energy is unattractive to me. It reminds me of black boys with snotty noses, insecurity, and big booties. You know what I mean? So Shannon might not be the creepy uncle at the child. Fucking with a 19-year-old, automatic creep. Creep, automatic creep. Fucking with a 19-year-old automatically makes him a creep to me. Okay, I don't care what the bitch look like. There are too many women in a more respectable age range for you to slut through. All right. That's how I feel. Let's move on. There's more. Where do I want to go next? Let's get this out the way.
Hey, y'all, what's up? So a lot of y'all are still waiting for me to apologize to this little motherfucker, and it ain't gonna happen. Backstory. So this little streamer dude reaches out to Charlemagne and asks to be on the show because he had a big announcement to make. And because Charlemagne is open to the streaming world, he allowed him to come up without doing research on his ass. Now, we know I don't like interviews, but because I'm trying to get better at it, I does my research. So what he thought would be a walk in the park turned out to be something else. You don't want to play with us no more. Okay, his little feelings was hurt.
They didn't even shake my hand. None of them. That's crazy. Damn, chat. I'm sorry, bro.
Just the other day.
I fucking hate you, black people. I will whip you. And bitch, stupid whore, dumbass black monkey tree, suck my dick, bitch. The only fun that lost their lives on 9/11. Dead ass, you dumb black. I don't know what motherfuckers think this is, bro, but this is not Section 8, bro. This is not Section 8. This is not the hood. I'm not trying to be weird, but this is not that, bro. This is not a place where motherfuckers who usually sleep next to cockroaches can sleep in a nice house in the hills, bro.
Like,
what's your least favorite race?
I don't have a least favorite race.
Yeah, right. Okay.
I don't have.
What's your worst experience with a race? For me, I have a really bad story, but
what's your story?
Some black guy tased my dad and robbed him of $50,000.
Is that a real story?
I swear to God. And then another black,
like in what?
I don't mean to be racist.
Like,
and another black guy, my dad fired her, or it was a girl. He fired her because she's, they're fucking lazy and just stupid. Wow. So basically, what happened was she came late for work. He fired her, and then she came with her boyfriend and robbed the entire place. His cell phone store. I swear to God.
So you just make assumptions that it's
and then like every time my mom sees a black guy, she locks the door. Okay. I know Steve agrees with me on that one. No, you don't love them.
No, he loves them.
Oh, okay. What's your type? You like black girls?
No. Well, no. I don't mean like no. It's just not my type. It's not my type. No.
You know what's crazy? Same, bro. You're literally me. I fucking hate them, bro.
No. I don't hate them.
Black girls are fucking hideous. And when I saw Ruby Rose, bro, that changed my perspective on life. I swear to God, no troll.
Like, yes, you. Hold me. I'm talking about fucking Black Rock. Like, what are you saying, bro? On my mother's life, I'm not even letting you pay to fuck me, you ugly bitch. The fuck?
Shit, bro. Fuck you, Kai. Fuck, what do you mean I don't go outside, bitch? The fuck? I will fuck your mom, bitch. I will fuck the shit out of that fat, hairy tumbling bitch. Fuck you. Suck my dick.
What the fuck is that? Like Kai and Cuffin just eating bananas. What the?
It has a toy.
Hey, monkey.
It has a toy.
Excuse me, Kai. Hello.
What?
Back to present day.
Crazy, I've never been punched in the head.
You walk around with security.
That's because your ass be in a house. That's why. That's because you was there.
Your videos in New York, you heavy security'd up.
Oh yeah, for sure. That was the actual real situation.
You were only robbed by black people?
No.
See, the tune switches when you're in front of black people that you don't know. So you don't have a least favorite race.
No.
Okay.
You know why they asking you that like that? Because the video gave that black people
He
were
knows why I'm
race.
at. He knows why.
I know what the video says.
Oh, I can play it. I got it.
So pay attention to his mannerisms. There is nothing else in the can, Neon. He was finished that shit earlier. But he had never watched his own content with a group of monkeys before. So his ass was nervous. Put the can down, dummy.
Oh, cell phone store. Cell phone store, yeah.
Okay.
So black people are your least favorite race?
No.
Were they ever?
No.
Okay.
I love everyone. I'm all about the people.
How old were you in that video?
Like 18?
18 probably.
Damn, 2 years ago.
It feels like so much longer. Like before then, I didn't like go deal with anything. I didn't go through anything at all.
Your
forever.
life was nice for you not to have to go through shit.
My parents, they came here with nothing. They worked really hard and they gave me like whatever I wanted in life. I'm not like,
which ruined you and spoiled you. And that's why we're dealing with the temper tantrum, angry racist that you are. Your parents also probably abused you in some type of way that you're just not clear on yet, because there's no reason for you to be screaming into a microphone that thin.
I'm not gonna like lie and say like, I had like a tough upbringing or anything. My parents.
Oh yeah, we know that. We know. We can tell.
Okay.
First of all, you little fraggle maggot, I ain't got a struggle story either. So I wasn't talking about whether you grew up rich or poor or in the hood or in the suburbs or not. I was talking about the fact that I know you ain't never had your ass whooped. Not by your parents and not by none of your peers. You ain't never been in a school fight. You ain't never been chased down the street. You ain't never had to suffer no consequences for some shit you done said. Because your little lonely ass sits in the house and talk to a computer all day.
Thank you, Scotty G, for this. I work in affordable housing and Section 8 doesn't discriminate. Love how Jess called him out on his foolishness. Did Charlotte not know who he was? Of course not, because I'm starting to feel like Charlotte is a white supremacist. His relationship with that white boy with the mustache and him bringing this person on, also the way he has talked about certain things, it lends to the idea that Charlemagne might be a white supremacist. As a black man.
That's why your chat are your friends.
I'm never going to judge a young person for what they did when they were younger. You know,
appreciate you.
No,
How did you-
don't appreciate me because nobody else might forgive you, but I'm just.
Of course you do, because when you were young, you were accused of allowing your homegirl to get hard and putting, you weren't accused, you actually said you put Spanish fly in your girlfriend, now wife's drink before you had sex with her. So yeah, of course you don't want to be judged for the things you did when you were young. And to a certain extent, I understand that we all like grow and change, especially as this shift has happened between the late 90s and now. But essentially, I feel like you always knew that was wrong. You just thought that it didn't matter that it was wrong until it started to be something that could harm you. But in the moment, with you having the power over that girl or how that situation went down, you decided to not give a fuck because that's what the easiest thing was for you to do.
I'm really doing this for myself.
What did I just say?
Damn.
What did I just say?
He really has. He's done a lot of shit.
I'm just not.
Wait,
I'm not gonna be a hypocrite.
He thought
you know
y'all
what I
was
mean?
bonding, and y'all like, this ain't got shit to do with you.
No, I've been through a lot of security guards, but Zoe's the best. Shout out to Zoe.
But yeah.
Have you been through so many security guards? Like, what is the conversation? Like, I
should-
can't work for you no more. It's too much. I'm taking hits on the chin. Like, what is this?
No, no one's taking a hit for me.
So why they quit?
I'm
Why
not
you have been through so many?
Well, no one quits. No security guards ever quit on me, but
you fire them.
Yeah, it's
because
just
they're
like
black and lazy.
Of course not. Actually, I will. Okay. Never mind.
You know how ridiculous it is when you're saying it in front of people, but you were very passionate when you were saying it on your microphone, screaming and shit, looking malnutrition.
See, brother.
Nah, they're not. You know.
This is just hilarious.
Yeah. There's consequences to your actions, and there's consequences to your words. So when you out in the street, people gonna try you.
You say you got a major announcement that you got to make, right? You want to make that announcement now?
You probably don't.
You feel comfortable making that announcement now?
I'm like, lie. Yeah. Chat, everyone chill out. All right.
I'm glad that you're telling your chat to chill. I don't give a fuck about what they're saying about me. You have 2 black people working for you, 2 employees, and they are spewing the monkey, the this, the that, all the racist comments. And you got 2. Like, you got a black man protecting your little ass. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Your cameraman, black.
Yeah.
You feel me? They ain't got to know me. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
But these people are obviously close to you. They work for you.
100%.
You gotta love them. Because you wouldn't, you know what I'm saying? You can't do this shit by yourself. You have to have a team. Team is black. A lot of them, obviously.
I think my entire team's black.
You know what I mean?
Publicist.
So it's like,
shout out to Brandy.
Right.
And let's talk about the black people that are okay with working with you because they feel like, what else am I supposed to do? Go find a black streamer that isn't racist. So y'all know how y'all talk about women or men fucking for jobs and opportunities and how y'all feel like that's, degraded. I would never do nothing like that for no money. I would never do nothing like that for no job. Y'all know how y'all talk that shit to me? This is the same shit. Whoever the black people are working for him, he's actively being a bigot and you're helping him put it on the internet. Black people have lost the plot.
Right.
Girl,
So
that's my sister.
Right. So, you might want to.
Yeah, you got to tell them.
Man,
But I
you
mean,
gotta
you
tell them
can't control that.
I told him to chill.
You can't control that.
I can't, but if they love him and they're following him, and it's like he got to still be the representation. This ain't the last time that this is going to happen if you continue to do press, because this is real press. That shit on the internet, I'm not saying the funds that you make from it ain't real. The attention that you get from it is not real. But like when you talk to real people in person shit, that's real. Hey, y'all, what's up? So a lot of y'all.
Yeah. Just ate down on this. Just definitely ate down on this situation.
Hey, y'all.
And I appreciate the fact that it seems as if Jess has learned from that Lauren situation and doing her research and just adding something instead of feeling like something is being taken away from her, refining who she is in this space. I do think that's a good thing. I want to say that. I do need for her to grow when it comes to gender and sex relations and the internalized homophobia that her gay ass might feel at times. I need for her to unlearn that. Okay. Last time I checked, I think your baby daddy looks like a stud, bitch. Listen, but nah, she ate on this one because the fuck, y'all are way too forgiving. Y'all are way too forgiving. I don't give a fuck. Y'all way too forgiving as far as I'm concerned. Some of these people need to be left exactly the fuck where they at. And I don't like the fact that y'all gave that nigga a platform. I really don't. I don't like that y'all even did this. I'm glad that it was a moment where y'all didn't just let somebody skate. But I also feel like I shouldn't have even known who this nigga is. I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is. I've never seen that white boy before in my life. Go and get his hair cut like a black boy, sitting up there talking about how much he hate black people. But you want to be one so bad. Huh? Jess? Gay? Girl. Girl. Listen. I don't know how long y'all been watching Jess. Okay? I don't know how long y'all been watching Jess. But there was a time period where Jess was gay as fuck. Okay? Like, definitely to some degree, I'm bisexual. I fuck with women too. Like there was definitely a time. He's Indian. Oh, well, I can't really tell. I don't know. He acting like a white supremacist. So, you know, if you act like a white supremacist and you want to be white so bad, I'll call you white. But that's not a good thing for me. It's so hard to support the black community at this point. I just focus on my household. It really is. It really is. Yeah. Yeah, she's definitely been with the girls. La. Stupid ass. All right, let's move on to somebody who really we just really want them to stop talking to us. Dennis Daddy is back on the internet talking in a robe.
First time I ever interacted with Porsha was at my home.
Oh my God, is this the voice that you had to listen to every day?
When they came in to film and introduced my ex-wife at the time.
And I see you laid it out for us.
This is gorgeous.
Yeah, solid.
That makes me want to get married all over again. What did he say? And that's when we had the fist bump, and that was real. We never met prior. I mean, we've never spoken to each other. We've been in the same area, in the same vicinity. We have mutual friends.
Oh, because you want to admit that you saw Tisa's video showing y'all at the same hotel at the same time in September, October, November, somewhere around that time, the year before y'all came out as a couple in April, right?
But we've never interacted with each other until she showed up at my doorstep. So when I filed for divorce from that situation and became public, I actually was in Costa Rica, at my home in Costa Rica, when I, got a DM from her. And it was, it was one line, "I'm praying for you and your family." And I laughed at the time. I was, in the middle of
why you laugh?
Drinking at the time. I said to myself a couple of times, some of the first time I ever interacted with, some of the bad decisions that I've made, what was I doing when I made those decisions? And they had one common thread.
Being a creepy ass old nigga taking advantage of a situation like I think I'm smart, narcissistic, stupid bitch that you can game. You took advantage and exploited how she thought she was smart, but she really wasn't that smart, because if she was smart, she wouldn't have ended up with your ass. And you know that. You know that, Dennis Daddy.
Red. I was drinking tequila. And so I guess, when
tequila from the bar.
I've stopped drinking tequila. At least if I have to make, decisions, important decisions, I don't drink anymore. But for the most part, I
It took you being 60 years old to learn that?
entertained it because I've been drinking. And I said to myself, I said, this is going to be interesting. And I would say I pushed on and said, where are you? And she said she was in Atlanta. And turns out she was with Shamir at the St. Regis.
Okay, I got a question.
Yeah, that's exactly what everybody was saying they saw him. I don't believe him. I feel like he's crafted a lie that sounds good.
If you can make another lie, what would you want to be? Well, I like to people white, so I'd probably be, I don't know, stalker.
So some of the bad. And I don't know what conversation they had. If Shamir was the one who suggested she DM me or she did it on her own, I'm not sure what happened. But the first date we ever sat down and ate in a private room, Shamir and her husband were there.
Ciao.
So it was, and I think I don't know if we ever released any pictures on that.
So if you were already, wait, hold up. You said that was the first time y'all met. And then when was the date? Was the date after the text message? or was the date after y'all initially met? Because I don't think he specified. Either way, you're trying to make it seem like y'all was together and it was above board, but then also trying to insinuate that Shamia was in on how we got together. Well, if y'all got together and you and Fallon wasn't together anymore the way y'all claim, then you wouldn't be trying to drag Shamia in it as if it insinuates something about Shamia being a snake as well. Because that's what this insinuates.
On that particular first date, I think it was somewhere around April 17th or thereabout. And we took a picture. We memorialized it. We took a picture, we took videos. And so Shamia and Gerald were present at our first date.
Okay, so that, thanks for clearing that up. Hold on. I've never said I had her.
Them being present on their first date still doesn't mean that Shamia hooked them up. To be very clear, I don't think Shamia has to tell Porsha to get with somebody else's husband. I think that Porsha is going to do whatever she wants to do and Shamia is going to cheer her on. That's what I think. I also feel like they're both of poor character in a way that they think it's funny to joke about stealing somebody's husband. So if you think something like that is funny, I do feel like on some level that's something that you are capable of doing. And when you say you'll do it and then you actually do it, I feel like we can look at you as a person that can't really be trusted because you will put forth a concerted effort to break up somebody's relationship that shows a lack of integrity on your part. Not because you need to give a fuck about anybody else, but just because you should be scared that something like that is going to come back around to you, that you'll be comfortable in a relationship and end up getting cheated on. That is why you don't go around like trying to break apart people's relationships, because you understand that there's karma involved. And no matter how you slice it, if a man is ain't shit to one woman, he will be ain't shit to the other one eventually. So you think you putting good coochie on a nigga and you stealing him from another woman, and really he was always looking for a new supply. And you was the one thirsty enough to showcase that you wanted it. And men love a thirsty woman to fuck on and then disregard. They love that. That's fun. So I think she saw him as an old man that she could probably massage into death and then collect on all his millions and do what her mama raised her to do, which is to use her looks to have a comfortable life and to not work hard. I think on some level, Porsha has been taught that she doesn't have to take care of herself because she's pretty. So all she has to do is find a man to do it. And the realization that is not really feasible if you want to have any stability in this life. You're going to have to be responsible for your own financial well-being. She's upset about that. That's why we got this very dry, annoyed version of her. It's not because she all heartbroken because her and this weird ass nigga not together anymore. Like, no, it's really because she has to now come back to work and pay her bills. And she thought she had finally gotten her cheat code. Rich, old, disgusting man for me to make look better through filters and fake teeth and rub on his belly and deal with his lack of erection until he fall asleep from liquor. And then I can go and get fucked by maybe one of my girlfriends that I'm out with, or I can, get fucked by whatever stripper or sex worker or whatever man fuck Dennis, whoever I want to go get some real dick from. I'll rub his stomach and put him to sleep. And then I'll go get the real dick from somebody as he's passed out in an alcoholic coma. Like, and to me, Shamia and Porsha at the St. Regis talking shit was them having to let out that they're already doing some weird shit. You're already there stalking a man. You're already there trying to see what's up. Oh, I know he gonna be there. Let's go there so I can see what's up. But it doesn't change the fact that separate from Porsha, that nigga still seems like a terrible human being. It seems like he love bombs you, cares about you for 5 minutes, and then when he no longer cares about you, whether you've done something to him or not, he's going to disrespect you, disregard you, and treat you as if you are not human and you are not worthy of his respect. Like, that's how Simon comes off. So to me, I really don't see him being a good enough person to love. And I don't think that she is deep enough to love anybody in a way that's real either. Like, I think both of them were trying to game each other. And I think that she got one over on him to some respect, and he got one over her to some respect. Him continuing to get on the internet is always a way to like be vengeful against Porsha. Like, every time he gets on the internet, it's meant to malign her in some way and to make himself less responsible for how he ended up in that situation, and a way for him to disregard the fact that you're showing up as a lying, creepy, cheating, disrespectful, I'm gonna play with your emotions ass old man. And we all feel like you're too old and unattractive for people to be even letting you do that shit. Sad. Let's move on.
I do understand why that has died down because of, you know, I think women, when we post them in, you're trying to embarrass them for being pursuing or being intentional and try to call them names. I do think that has made more men step back and not do it or put themselves out there. But I think, I still think that's wildly attractive. So I love that lion energy. I love the lion energy. And I think that's the role I feel like men should play in that process. But when it comes to relationship, obviously it's about being a good team. I think we make it harder than what it is, but it's about being a good team. Do you understand?
Okay, so let's talk about this statement from Sabrina that no matter how much abuse we see her go through with Tyrese, she still comes off like a pick-me that we in some ways feel might be deserving of their abuse, but I don't want to say that for real because I think that's fucked up. Because we really don't know what all it was like. We just know, I just know I felt abused by Tyrese when he kept coming on Instagram, when he was off his meds, when he was, crying into the camera every other day about child support, even though he was making a lot of fucking money. And really, it was not a lot of money to ask of him, considering how much money he was making and how much money the wives that, the ex-wives were making. Like, it just seemed like you're a man with money that wants to punish the women because they don't want you anymore. They don't want to deal with your abuse anymore. So you want to punish them. So instead of sharing your wealth the way you're supposed to do with your family and offspring, you decide to be vengeful and vindictive and give the bare minimum and constantly fight so you don't have to give what would be fair because you don't want to be fair because she don't want to be with you anymore. Kind of shows how you never really cared about her. And to some degree, you don't really care about the kids, but you're okay with using the kids for your validation now that they're at an age that they can clean up their own asses. So Samantha sitting up here talking about how women have started to put men on blast for trying to holler at them. I feel like men have always experienced a level of embarrassment when women are like, are you waiting for a bus or what? Also, y'all niggas don't shoot a simple shot. And that's why I wanted Samantha to shut the fuck up when she was saying this. Because men don't normally just say or try to holler at you one time and then women start trying to embarrass them. Usually, the woman has already shown you signs that she's not interested. Lack of eye contact, maybe giving you like a, why you coming over here type of look. But men are groomed and socialized to consider that as that just means you need to cross her boundaries even more. If she acting like she don't like you, that's because she just don't know, nigga. Keep trying. You know what I'm saying? And that's continuing to cross somebody's boundaries. That's ignoring social cues, and that's having a lack of self-awareness when a woman is obviously showing you she's not interested and you continue to try. Y'all don't just be shooting one shot. I can't tell y'all how many times I nicely rebuff people and they can't take no for an answer, and they continue to try to muscle you into giving them your phone number or giving them access to you simply because they asked for it. I don't have to, nigga. I don't even have to talk to you. I remember I went her being nice about it one time to being like, nigga, get away from my fucking car. Because why do I feel like I don't have to roll my window down to talk to you? I am on the fucking phone with someone that I actually know, and I pulled up to this gas station. That does not mean that you get my attention and my time because you saw me and wanted it. Click, boom, bitch. Like, I don't like it. And I've experienced it all too often, which is why I feel like when you know what's happening at large is men not being able to receive rejection no matter how it comes, versus women just actively trying to embarrass men who could possibly physically harm them. Like, I just don't feel like those things are happening the way y'all act like they're happening. I think that there are a small percentage of women that don't center men in this very like volatile, immature way. I don't think it's a lot of them that are not centering men. I just don't. I've experienced that the women that are ignorant and do some of those things are also the women that will have bad credit and have some niggas sleeping on their sofa, have some niggas other kid at their house. Like those women that talk all of that shit to a nigga that's trying to holler at them. If they think he corny, they'll play him out or whatever. They still gonna be bending over backwards for what y'all call a Tyrone, but it's really just another nigga that maybe Mac better than you. I hate that y'all get mad at women for the men that they choose to give access to them. Like, bitch, that's why they always telling you it's your fault and you should pick better. And then when you come out with the T app to help bitches pick better, everybody gets upset. To me, it's just women and men not understanding that you are not entitled to anybody. And I don't have to give you a certain type of response. You need to be okay with the fact that I don't want to be bothered. You need to be okay with the fact that if eye contact is not made, you should probably leave it alone. Women will let you know that they want your attention. Like, I'm not saying don't shoot your shot, but once you shoot your shot that one time, back away. It's not hard. It's not hard. Hey, you hit him up with, hey, Miss Lady bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's up? You know what I mean? You want to get a drink? Whatever. You dig about it. They say, I'm not interested for whatever reason. That's unfortunate, love. That's cool, though. Respect. You have a good one. And you drop it. And you move on to the next bitch. This is not hard. I feel like y'all responses to women rejecting y'all is how y'all end up getting embarrassed on the internet, to be very real. And I do feel like there are these very like weird, preposterous scenarios that I see on the internet where a woman has like just unrealistic expectations. But I also feel like you know that those women have unrealistic expectations. You know that those are some weird bitches and you still want them. To me, whenever women have weird ass out of this world expectations, they usually find some nigga to give it to them. I'm just saying. And I think that when men go and try to tame certain women, I get annoyed with that. Because why can't you go find the plethora of pick-me's that are willing to, you know, build their life around you? Why don't you just go to find them? No, instead, y'all want to go find women that are not what you want, allegedly, and then try to break them and turn them into what you want them to be. Instead of accepting them for who they are and either fucking with them for who they are or getting on and finding somebody else. No, you want to try to force a bitch to be how you want me to be. That's what niggas is doing more than likely. So I just kind of feel like sometimes y'all be putting 20 on 10 so that y'all can defend and, you know, have this black men, we love you. You know, like, don't get me wrong, y'all. It's not that I feel like black men don't need to be told that. I really don't feel like y'all need to be told that. I'm sorry. I do feel like on a large scale, most of y'all are experiencing love from women all the time and you just don't value it. You don't know how to handle it. You also expect perfection from women that you can't even provide yourself. Like, y'all have a lot of delusional expectations of women and relationships. And the more we get into the 2020s, the less women are doing these things and the more upset y'all seem to get about it. When it's very simple. If somebody is not jiving with your frequency, move on like Maya.
I have to bring along? How do I have to let some go? It's like nosology and family. How do y'all struggle with that tension?
I fired my aunt. I feel it. I fired my aunt. She said she wanted a job. She would always call asking for money. I'm like, okay, I was sending the money. I was like, listen, I want to help you. I don't want to help you build this thing, not be welfare to you. So let me give you a job. She wasn't coming in, calling in all the time. I was like, okay, well, you got to go. Because you want me to hand you the money, but you don't want to work for it. See, that doesn't work for me. And it's the same way with my son. Like, he's 10 years old. Like, there's certain things that he wants. He has to do chores and work for it. I don't believe in giving us things that are just going to handicap us. That is the worst thing you can do. And I've had family members that I've done that to because my mother has asked me to. And when she passed away in 2009, I sent all of them.
Hold up. Before he continues, I want to say that I agree with him to some extent that you should not spoil your children. They end up like that Indian white boy screaming into a microphone because they're not getting their way. I want to be black. To me, I feel like when Tyler Perry brings up how he treats his son, it doesn't feel like just good parenting. It feels like trying to force a struggle on your child because your struggle built your purpose. So because of that, instead of allowing them to have their own situation, which may be a softer experience than yours, you want to be the parent that puts them through the strife. And I think sometimes it's done out of two things. You're telling yourself you're doing it because you want to prepare them. But sometimes what you're really doing is being vengeful and making sure that they have the same type of experience that you had. Because you feel like, I went through something bad. Why the fuck you get to just get stuff? Why you get to just have a rich daddy and don't have to sleep in your car? You know what I'm saying? I do feel like there's a level of coldness. I don't like the way you're comparing your son to a grown-ass woman that you gave a job. That's not the same thing as making your child work for every little thing. You're their parent. You're supposed to teach them these responsibilities, but there is supposed to be a soul and a heart in that means you are at times humble to your children, that you actually do give them amazing experiences that only you can afford to give them because they're your kid. Not that you spoil them, but that you don't withhold certain experiences from them because you want to make sure they've struggled. Black people do this all the time. And I feel like there's an inability to find the balance in that. And teaching them responsibility, but also not punishing them because they're not growing up in a way that's building this hard exterior that you feel like they should have, this discipline that you feel like they should have. To a certain extent, like to me, like Candy and Todd and the way they were parenting their daughters, seeing how Riley still came out very intelligent, very smart, went to college. You know what I'm saying? Like Riley is still doing all of the things that are being asked of her, even though she was still given so much. It shows that you don't always have to make sure you're not letting them think they're the rich kid. They are the rich kid. And as a black kid, like, it should be okay sometimes for you to not have to have some, Riley wasn't spoiled. Riley wasn't spoiled, but Riley didn't have certain responsibilities that I think kids should have. Like, yeah, I do feel like you should have to clean. I feel like you should have to clean your room and in your bathroom as you're getting older, because you need to know how to clean your own space. Even if you can eventually pay somebody to do it, you need to know how to upkeep your own space. So no matter how much money a person has, I feel like life tools are you being able to clean up behind yourself, take care of yourself, cook for yourself, make sure that you are paying your bills and being responsible and thinking for the future, but also enjoying the present. Like, there are things that you have to be checking off a list as far as I'm concerned when it comes to parenting these fucking kids. Okay. And I think that when you didn't receive a lot of love or softness from your family, it is okay to sometimes give that to your kid within the confines of, okay, but now we have to go through some type of lesson. That's not abusive, but a lesson. I think it's okay to give them responsibilities, make sure that they have stuff that they're doing. But I also feel like the way he sounds like he wants to withhold his richness from his child, and also the way his tone and his face, like the way he talks reminds me of my pa. I'm sorry. The way, this very stern thing happening in the face. And I just kind of feel like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like, yikes. I just feel like he might be being emotionally hardened to the kid. And that will harm the kid.
Letter saying, listen, you got 60 days to become gainfully employed because I'm not going to keep supporting you like
Are
this.
you serious?
100%. They all got jobs. And it wasn't even jobs where they're making a lot of money, but it was a job. It was something else for them to do, to feel some pride in. That's the same thing I would want somebody to do for me.
But do you still get like the backsplash from that? You know how you said they wasn't making a lot of money, then they could look at you and say, well, why I can't have more? Why am I working next to somebody to make more?
I have family members got mad at me because I wouldn't give them.
You know, and I asked,
nigga, you a billionaire. You got it. Can you imagine that conversation? Nah, I ain't got to give you shit though.
I asked Jay this question because I'm actually going through that right now. You know, when you start getting success, people start calling on you. I just turned 38 today. Today's my birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
And I'm gonna be able to talk about this for the rest of my days. That I'm sitting here with legends on my birthday.
But here's the focus though. What are you trying to do? Like, what if you're trying to build a business to carry everybody in your family through? That's one thing. Right. And if you're trying to do that, then build a business. Yeah. What that means is you got to watch the family members that come putting holes in the boat that you're trying to get across the sea. So sometimes you build a boat by yourself. Y'all all wait over here on the shore. Stay here. I'm building this boat. I'm going to go over and build this, and then I'm going to come back and see who's worthy to come. Right. Because anybody who's going to drag you down or put holes in the boat or try to destroy you, man, why bring them over?
I had to get rid of my whole.
I have to bring along.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong. You have to be very careful about who you allow in your space, whether they're your family or not, because some people are there to suck from you, and that's just what it is. But it does come off like you just stingy. It does come, you know what I mean? It comes off like you only give if you can control. Like it does kind of come off like there is a hidden ick in the way he's talking, but I also understand where he's coming from, because when you do have a lot, people are going to try to use you. People are going to try to invoke your sympathy. People are going to drain you while you're trying to build something by always coming to you with a fucking problem because they don't want to be responsible for their own shit. It's a lot of Black people that don't know how to handle their own shit. And if they have somebody they can call to handle their shit for them, they will. Nigga said Solid Perry want his kids to work for Amazon or what? Yeah, I don't know what the point of having a billionaire parent is if I still have to not be doted on in a way at moments, not all the time. But like when he said that shit about Christmas and birthdays, I'm like, man, that literally is the time that if your kid was doing what he was supposed to do, that you should run it up. You got it. And let them know the reason why you're doing it is because their grades was good and they kept their room clean and they did what you asked of them. Like, have different things that they have to do that are to help them, not to be humbling them and breaking them for your fucking ego benefit. Like, for instance, like, I don't know about y'all, but when I was in school, that summer book reading list, I do feel like people need to, like, parents need to give their kids reading lists. Black parents, whatever your ethnicity is, your ass need to be reading, and you need to be passing down books to your kids that they need to read at certain parts in their life so that they can understand life a little bit more. And also so that they can create this habit of reading books. The way your mind expands when you have the muscle memory of reading and digesting books. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to put emphasis on things that are going to help them be better, not always in taking things from them so that they don't end up spoiled. I get it. I do. But I feel like Will and Jada seem to have done a really good job with not depriving their kids of their wealth, but also raising human beings that seem to be like empathetic to other people. Like nothing about Jaden and Willow gives asshole, spoiled. It gives they are rich kids that are different, but that they're themselves and they seem to have heart and empathy for other people. You know what I mean? So Glorilla speaks out about being arrested on felony charges. Instead of focusing on finding suspects, they focus on some cannabis. Crazy. My house got home invaded Saturday while I was in Indianapolis performing for the WNBA All-Star game. And instead of focusing on finding suspects, they focus on some cannabis. Number one, so no, I wasn't busted. Number two, my house got robbed. Number three, I wasn't home. Long story short, my house my house gets home invaded and I'm the only one that gets arrested. So what's T? It's some bullshit, Glow. It's some bullshit, Glow. Get him, Glow. It's some bullshit, Glow. I hope y'all be about that lawyer shit, as I said yesterday. But that, we talked about this initially yesterday. What's the controlled substance that was in the police report? Like, you think they found a little cocaine at the house? It wasn't my weed. The thieves planted it. My home got home invaded. It sending me, but we get it, Glow. Well, Glow, you basically called the police on yourself as well. You must have forgot you had that. What? I ain't gonna lie. I absolutely feel like, she wasn't home, so it wasn't her. But what stupid motherfucker don't know to make sure you sweep your shit before the police get there if you gonna call them? Girl, what's wrong? All right, y'all. I'm about to get off of here in a second. I saw somebody say that I need to check for updated something on Britney Renner. And Masika. I thought I had covered it all. Let's see. Yeah, no. I don't see. This is the last post I read. So yeah, no, I don't see anything else. Let's go to the Hollywood Unlocked because I feel like Hollywood Unlocked, or maybe it's on site. Let's go to them. Amazing Grace. How sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I'm sorry, y'all. Like sometimes like the movie version of that comes into my head and then it's up from there. It's up. And I think it's the one from the 5 Heartbeats. Remember when the manager got killed? Jimmy Potter. When Jimmy Potter got killed and they started singing Amazing Grace. Yeah. Child, the all of the verses of Amazing Grace that you don't know about, my God, today. Okay. So I didn't see anything else on the sites that I normally visit. So I think I want to just do this one local thing and then I want to get the fuck out of here. Because I need to eat and do my workout.
You might think I'm crazy, but right now my views are off the fucking chart.
Because people love ignorant shit. Because people love ignorant shit. They love fucked up motherfuckers to watch and feel better than. That's why your views is up, you illiterate, ignorant motherfucker. I can't. Oh my God. Anyway, I'm sorry, y'all. This is Byron Cole. I told y'all about him in a previous live this week. He is a local faux politician that goes around like, harassing white people for gentrifying the neighborhood. And I know you might think that's good, but it's really not cool for a grown man to walk around violently calling women bitches, for no apparent reason other than the fact that they might have looked at him like he stank or something. Like he was beating on his old lady. He was beating on his wife. And then they got on the internet and talked to us like, two crackheads that's in an abusive relationship. And he's always running for mayor or city council. He always down to the city council meeting, screaming in the background and shit. And so this is one of our local Reggie Art. He one of our local content creators, and he's involved in the city a lot. He's another one that's always down there, just not as problematic. Not nearly as problematic, but he be down there checking on shit. Niggas is trying to get beaches built and all type of stuff. They're in the community. I care about the community, but sometimes I feel like there's no place for me in like New Orleans politics. Like, even though it's something I've thought about. But anyway, let these niggas continue.
Almost right now would be ridiculous, for real. My views are so in the millions. I can't even, it's ridiculous.
Before you can sell to customers, you've got to get to know them. You must understand something about them. What do the Negro customers buy? Why do they buy? How do you sell to them? Let's find out. Let's hear the opinion of men who have spent a lifetime studying the buying habits of customers the world over. Here is what sales psychologists have to say about selling to the Negro.
Delusion at its finest. Who the hell want to advertise on a page of somebody that just got caught beating their goddamn wife on an industrial road in the middle of nowhere? I mean, who want to advertise on that platform? Lord, they be selling trauma, boy. They be selling trauma, bro. For real.
They do. You're right, Reggie.
You might think.
So apparently, Byron must have put together that flyer that was him and Reggie, I guess, debating, because he's really trying to capitalize off him and Reggie fighting, because Reggie called him out on being abusive, acting like a crackhead. And, he consistently calls him out about his, wayward, toxic, weird ass, behavior that he be out here doing. But yeah, that shit, I be tired of niggas. I swear. Let me see if Reggie posted something else about this shit. Okay. This is the beach that Reggie and them, they keep trying to open up, and it's just always, it seems as if they always being held back in some respect by the city. It always feels like they don't want Black people in New Orleans to have nothing nice. Like, that's what it often feels like for us. And Reggie is a part of a lot of the city planning to help and push them to do shit for us. So I do respect that, because it's an ignorant space to be in. But I feel like you got to have a certain type of mindset to deal with New Orleans people. And the way I work is just, I don't know if I got the temperament.
They killed churches.
They killed churches.
Ain't tripping. But what I
So somebody put a dead chicken between that nigga gate.
trust me.
Oh my God. Like, what really be going on with everybody? What really be going on?
The world we live in.
I need him to take the music off.
It's gonna hurt me. What it did was it illustrated how soft it is. Cause see, Byron is peaceful.
Byron is not peaceful. I ain't about to do all that stupid ass music playing in the background. Okay, about to get my motherfucking video taken down. But yeah, y'all, local New Orleans. You know what I'm saying? Girl, that probably was some voodoo somebody put on him. This YouTube beef can get serious. These guys feuding in Vegas ended in murder. Oh, I already knew. That's why I don't do local drama like that. I do not do local drama like that, because I do not want to be bothered with the ignorant shit that goes on with New Orleans people in real life. I've been dealing with it all my life. I would rather keep my shit to a higher level. Okay? Meaning that if I ain't talking about you motherfuckers that live too close to me, I don't have to worry about getting shanked. Okay? That's how I like to think about it. However, I do know when I walk into a lot of rooms, people don't always like me. I'm well aware of this. You don't have to tell me, bitch. I can feel it. But either way, I hope y'all enjoyed the live. I did what I could today. I hope y'all enjoyed. I'm, don't give it the best that I got. I'm sorry. Okay. I love you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow probably. Okay, if I can't come back later today, because who sees where the day will take me, because I do plan to work out and just leave. So we'll just see. All right. Everybody have a good rest of their day. Bye.